Hey there. So, one thing I've noticed lately is that people don't really do playlists anymore. So, I want to try something different. I'm going to start compiling videos that share a theme together into a nice long form video that someone could just put onto the TV or a second monitor in the background to listen to in case they don't want to just do like videos one by one by one. They have a nice solid place to stick them all. So, what I'm going to do for this first video is I'm going to take all of my recent Strixhaven mechanics videos and put them all into one nice long place for someone to enjoy. So that's what today's video is. So enjoy this, put it on the second monitor or your TV if you want to. Take a peek, listen in, and enjoy this nice long form video from some of my more recent content. So, plus and plus encounter on each creature you control. So, just like the Lecturing Scornmage pumps the entire team, though. And then we also have the Informed Inkwright. Really cool card for the second, and definitely role player. It's a 2/2 with Vigilance for 2. Repartee, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, create a 1/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. So, if you got this, and the Stirring Hopesinger out, you're going to cast a spell, make an extra dude, and then get +1 for your entire team. It's a pretty strong card. Then also we have the Scolding Administrator, which is a white and a black 2/2 menace, repartee, +1/+1 counter on this creature, and when this creature dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters on up to one other target creature, which is awesome. So if this dies, you can then move those counters onto, say, the Stirring Hopesinger, or any of the flying creatures from Informed Inkwright. It's a pretty solid game plan here. And since we are running a lot of really cheap spells to power our creatures, I think we'll have a pretty decent chance at making sure that repartee goes off as we play our games today. So let's jump out there, play some games, and let's enjoy ourselves with repartee. Okay, I get to go first. We got 3 lands, both of our colors: Erode, Informed Inkwright, Scolding Administrator, and Cecil. I think we'll keep it. One bad thing, though, is we can't play Cecil turn 1, because this comes in tapped, and this can only cast instants and sorceries for us. So, just go with what we got. We're going to be a turn behind, unfortunately. Optimistic Scavenger. So we got an enchantment deck here. Alright, so let's go here. And here. Okay, double white. Eldervagos. Not good. That's what it is. So we're gonna have to spend all of our turn getting rid of that. So we go the Erode. Yes. We pay the ward cost. I'm doing this now because I'm fairly certain they also have... Oh, wait, what? Okay. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I know that goes to the graveyard. Yeah, because like, I've played against this deck so many times. Because this deck just, it plays Shardmage's Rescue, so I want to try and kill their creatures while they're tapped out. Let's see here. Let's play the Quillblade Laureate. Attack for 2. A double block? No, I didn't think so. Veteran Survivor. Okay. There's the Shardmage's Rescue. Why did you do that? Because you can just enchant it with a Spellbook Fender, right? Alright, let's see here. So we can go Twofold Intent. to do double strike. If we do double strike, he's going to deal his damage and then transform, right? And then be able to hit again. Let's find out if that's true. Attack with just that. See what happens. Thought so. Yeah, he does transform and hits a second time. That's actually pretty cool. Whenever Cecil attacks, other attacking creatures gain indestructible until end of turn. That's pretty cool. Ow. Okay, Bleachbone Verge. Let's see here. Again, we're running into that problem where we only have creatures and no spells. It really sucks. It would do you well to double block. It was not to, though. That's an interesting choice. Alright, let's play the Stirring Hopesinger. And here's to hoping we draw a spell. Okay, I got nothing else going on. Coming at me for 5. Drag for 1. They like what they see. I'm not going to block. Well, that's not a spell. Creature, creature, creature. No spell. I gotta block this time. There you go. Okay, well, then we will go ahead and just play some creatures out then. So, let's do the Scolding Administrator and the Inkling Mascot. Oh shoot, I can't. It's gotta be this one. Okay, so it pretty much comes to this. Like, I have to get a spell next turn. They get Seam Rep. I'm gonna grab the Stirring Hopesinger. Oh no, it has to be 2 or less. So it's gonna be the Informed Inkwright. It'd probably actually be better for them if they get the Scolding Administrator. Yeah, because it has Menace, and they're down to only 2 creatures left. Oh, I'm surprised they decided not to attack. Oh god, finally. Alright, so let's go ahead. Ah, really? You're gonna give up on me like that? That did have me a little worried for a while. That did have me worried. But yeah, we're definitely seeing the issue with this deck, and it's just not enough spells. So let's dive into the deck real quick and see if there's something we can do about that. So, because like right now, we are running a pretty decent mix of spells. We're only running 22 creatures. We got 14 non-creature spells. And 3 of them are Graduation Day, which doesn't help our repartee at all. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 off of the Laureate. 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, that's 14. It's like, it's not too bad. Like, it's about half of our deck. I think we're just kind of just having a problem where we're not really drawing into it. And our spells are of good good size. Let's see what happens if we get rid of Graduation Day completely and just run an additional removal spell. Let's do Requiting Hex. We need 3 of those. Because while the Graduation Day does do very well for us, it's also kind of a dead card when you need a spell. Let's see if that one little change does us any good. Okay, opponent goes first. We have 3 lands, both of our colors again. We have Quillblade, Stirring Hopesinger, Cecil, and Requiting Hex. That's a pretty good open, so we'll keep it. Okay, opponent opens with a Meticulous Archive. So this might be a control deck. Oh, no, it's a Roaming Throne. That's interesting. Alright, well, let's open with a Cecil. Okay, so this is definitely Jeskai. Alright, Concealed Courtyard. Let's go ahead. We'll go and attack for 3 to start. Then I'll play the Quillblade Laureate. I actually do really like this guy. He's a good character. So he named Cat off of Cavern of Souls. What is he trying to do over there? Let's see here. Let's go ahead and just attack. Keep it simple for now. Cecil's Flanker, huh? Okay. We're gonna bring it in. What's he gonna do with it? Gain 2 life and scry 2. Alright. Okay, so he's probably gonna block Cecil, right? Yeah. Okay, so the Laureate strikes for 2. I lose 2 life off of that. Let's go with the Hopesinger next. This is an interesting looking deck. Never seen anything quite like this. There's a Roaming Throne. There's a ward cost of 2, so we can still get rid of it. So we go here, and we go Erode. There. Pay the ward cost. And Stirring Hopesinger puts +1 counters on our team, which is great. So then we go next. Attack. Move down to 10. End turn. We still have removal up on both Requiting Hex and Erode. So we might be kind of in the clear. Airbender Ascension. When this enchantment enters, airbend up to 1 target creature. Whenever a creature you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, if this enchantment has 4 or more quest counters on it, exile up to 1 target creature you control, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control. Okay, so it's a blinker. I gotcha. So he's going to get rid of the Hopesinger. Oh, he's going to get rid of the Quillblade. Interesting choice. Arabo First Fang. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll take my turn now. We're going to go with the Informed Inkwright. Then I'm going to cast Hex. Oh, mana value 2 or less. Okay, well, we'll kill the cat then. Team gets bigger. Attack for 3. End turn. Keep that Erode mana available. Regal Caracal, huh? Okay. Resolve all. Okay, looks like the quest is complete. Resolve that, pass that. He's going to attack with the Arabo. Okay, is he going to do that again? Okay. Let's just erode it. And I think that is game right there. I have lethal on board. Bleachbone Verge. Play the Lorette. Yep, that's game. What an interesting cat deck. I've never seen anything quite like that. I imagine once they get like all their pieces online, it gets kinda wild. Hearthbone Battler. Okay. Very nice. Well, let's keep on going. This is actually starting to ramp up a little bit. DJ Brunson, huh? Alright, Brunson. Okay, opponent goes first. We have 2 Bleachbone Verge. That's not good, because that's only going to be able to cast our black spells. So I think we have to mulligan this. Aside from that, the hand looks really good. But only 2 lands and only being able to cast Cecil and Requiting Hex is not good. Okay, that's a little bit better. I'll keep everything except for the Inkling Mascot. Okay, they open with a Forest and probably a Lenwelf. No, a Bushwhack. Okay, they go get another Forest. Concealed Courtyard. Does suck to not have a 1-drop. Tifa. Oh, okay. Haven't seen a Tifa deck in a while. Alright, let's go with the Bleachbone Verge. And I will play... Do you want the Informed Inkwright or the Scolding Administrator? I think I want the Scolding Administrator first. Old Bristly Bill. Yep, and there's the escape tunnel. Getting bigger. Sacrifice, go get another land. Get even bigger again. That's gonna hit me for 10, because I can't do anything about that. Ow. Okay. Mana value 2 or less, right? Yep, that's 2 or less. Actually, cancel that. What am I doing? Play this correctly, James. Let's see. Let's go Great Hall. We'll go Informed Inkwright first. And then we go Requiting Hex. Target there. Get rid of that Tifa. Then we attack with the Scolding. There you go. That's a little bit better. Gotta get your sequencing right. Traveling Chocobo, huh? Okay. Bristly Bill is gonna give +1. +1 again. Okay, let's go with the Bleachbone. We'll play the Informed Inkwright. I'm going to cast Dig Site here. Then we'll attack here and here. Now you can block if you want to, but you'll be endangering your Bristly Bill there. Okay, they're just going to take the hit. Stalz's Chocobo, huh? Okay. Alright, get your landfall triggers. I wonder if they have a fight spell in there somewhere. That Traveling Chocobo does really ramp up the power of that deck. Aha! There we go. Alright, put those cameras right there. Chosen not to come at me. Ooh, perfect timing. Okay, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. God, it's almost enough. But let's see here. Let's go Great Hall. We'll go Dig Site Inventory. Put it right there. We'll go next. Attack, attack, attack. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. It could be 8, 9, or it could be 8, 9, 10, but it can't be 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're going to come in with just the 3 flyers. You're saying good game about something. Does that mean he's going to trample over me this next turn? Okay. If he has a way to give trample, he can win this turn. That'll just double the amount of counters on his creatures, but it won't give them trample. And this will only remove a creature with power 2 or less, not mana 2 or less. Okay. He's just coming at me. Okay. Alright. Block. Block. And block. I think he didn't have anything else. Yeah, my turn. GG. Yeah, without a way to give his guys trample, there was no way he was going to get past me. As long as I still had like spells rolling. If my spells ever dried up, then he would be able to get over. This deck is definitely giving me some interesting games, I'll say that much. Code NHK. Not sure what that name is supposed to mean. Okay, opponent goes first. We got 2 Godless Shrines, a Dig Site Inventory, 2 Quillblade Laureate, a Silverquill Charm, and a Lecturing Scornmage. Let's keep it and see what happens. Okay, they open with a Sacred Foundry. So we're going to open with a Godless Shrine and play a Lecturing Scornmage. Okay, we got a Plains into a Carrot Cake. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and play Godless Shrine tapped, actually. And then we'll go Dig Site. Attack for 3. They chose not to block with their rabbit. Alright, another Plains. Or Leader's Call, okay. Alright, let's see here. We are running low on lands. We need more lands. Okay, let's go ahead and exile your blocker. And we'll attack in for 4. Alright. Sunbillow Verge. Oh, made my guy get lost. What a shame. Oh, well, Cecil's here, though. So, let's get in Cecil. And do you want to keep the Erode mana up, or try to map? I'll try to map. Sweet. Play it. And now we'll keep the mana available. And turn. Okay. Sacrifice that. Resolve. You now have a rabbit. Oh. Fountain Port. Okay. Another Warlord Skull. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Enjoy your land. Getting scare, huh? Okay. Alright, well, my turn. Let's go here. And we'll go Quillblade Laureate. Then we can go with the Silverquill when they choose to block. Let's see. Let's go and attack. Okay, perfect. Silverquill for 2+1 counters. Now what we can do next turn, if Cecil survives this turn, is we can use Twofold Intent to give Cecil, oh snap. Okay, I was not expecting that. Wow. Good game. Oh, that's funny. Season of the Burrow. Bravo. Bravo. Okay. Of all the possible ways to lose that game, I was not expecting that one. Let's go again. That was hilarious. Good game. Okay, so opponent goes first. We got 2 Godless Shrine in a Swamp, Erode, 2 Quillblade Laureate, and a Stirring Hopesinger. It's not the best open I've ever seen, but maybe we'll draw into something good. Keep. Okay, well, let's go with the Godless Shrine. Comes into play tapped. Don't have anything to do turn 1. Bandit's Talon, huh? Okay. We'll discard the Dig Site inventory. Bleachbone Verge into a Quillblade. I like the graphical of prepared spells. That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, he's out of there. And so is their spell. Alright, let's go Swamp. We can go Quillblade again. Try and draw out some more removal. Unstoppable Slasher, huh? Okay. Pass. You wrote it. You go get their land, then they get their Slasher back, but with 2 stun counters on it. Alright, let's go with the old Bleachbone. I'm gonna play a Stirring Hopesinger. And then we'll go with the Dig Site inventory here. Get some +1 counters. I'm gonna swing for 6. Got some more removal for me? Rush of Dread. Target opponent sacrifices half the creatures they control of their choice rounded up. Okay, sacrifice that. Alright. So, we got too many lands over here and not much else. So, let's go ahead and erode that again. Make sure it can't come back. Okay. Then we will So that's going to be 3-6. If I give it +1, that would be 8. Not enough, so we'll just hit it for 6. Alright, end turn. We are very fragile right now. If they kill the Lorehold, it's probably game over for us. It looks like they are a little stalled out. Okay, there you go. Yeah, and now we're just down to lands, so it's not good. It's a land, dude. You ain't get anything else from me. Okay, there you go. That's game. GG. Next. I think it was less that they didn't have anything to do, and more that they were afraid to do anything. Interesting avatar. Kind of like it. Okay, opponent goes first. We have 3 lands. Lorehold, Scolding Administrator, Stirring Hopesinger, and Requiting Hex. So we unfortunately don't have a 1-drop, but we do get to go second, so we have an opportunity to draw into a 1-drop. Right, keep that 7. Well, here's to hoping. What are you doing over there, bud? Okay, there we go. They play a swamp. Alright, unfortunately we did not, so that means... Honestly, that just means we play the Shattered Sanctum. Teacher's Pest, huh? Okay. Alright, let's go Bleachbone. I'm gonna play the Quillblade Lorehold. No, Swamp? Pest Mascot. So this is a Pest deck, huh? Okay. Nice. Let's see. So it's mana value 2 or less. Alright, let's go ahead and play the other Bleachbone Verge. And then, let's see here. We got the... Cancel that. Got the Administrator. We'll play that. And then... Let's keep that right there. Let's go next. Attack with that. See what happens. You're gonna block? Sweet. Alright, he's confirmed the block. So let's go ahead and Hex right there. Ooh, I didn't read that right. I kind of threw that away. That sucked. Okay, no big deal. Another Teacher's Pest. Okay, that has to attack. Alright, let's see here. Let's go... Oof, gosh, this is not good. I don't like that my other creatures cost 3. You're gonna block? Okay. Double block. Sweet. Alright, that works for me. So we're gonna go ahead and put 2 +1 counters on. Now we'll crush him. Well, I guess that's all it took, huh? Combat tricks are really good. You should invest in combat tricks. Honestly, I was kind of afraid of that creature getting out of control. Because it was going to gain a +1 counter every time they gained life. Fifth Dimension. Okay. Alright, opponent goes first. This is not a keepable hand. We need black mana. Okay. Much better. Much better. We'll keep all of that. Except for one of the Shattered Sanctums. Okay, they opened with a Meticulous Archive. And they gave me the right land. Thank you very much. Cecil comes in. That was very lucky on my part. I have no disillusions of that. Grand Abolisher. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. Okay, I'm okay with that. So let's go ahead and attack for 2 to start. Okay, they chose to block. That's honestly surprising. There you go. Yeah, take the hit. Let's go Quillblade Lorette. Elegant Parlor. Okay. So looks like we have ourselves a Jeskai Enjoyer. Rest in peace. Okay, so they don't want anything in the graveyards. They don't want us doing anything on their turn. I mean, I'm okay with it. It's all good. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's do a Requiting Hex. Pop that. And then we're going to do Twofold Intent right there. Attack for a bit. Yeah, I'm going to take some damage here, but so are you. They have Judgment. Okay. Yes, I'm too surprised to see that coming. You're up. Steam Vents into another Grand Abolisher. Okay. Let's see. Planes? Attack like so. You can block and kill the Laureate, but not the Scornmage. No removal, huh? Alright. Well, attack. And turn. What are you holding in your hand there? You gotta have some form of removal. So otherwise this game's just kind of over, even on board. But that is something that just happens with control decks, is sometimes your removal just does not line up properly. Okay, looks like you might be doing something. Land? Ooh, I think he just killed himself. Yep, you sure did. You just want to lose 3 life. How? Feels pretty good to get under a Jeskai Revelation like that. 2 mana spell, beating a 7 mana spell. Feels pretty good. Heron 12/12, huh? Okay. Okay, opponent goes first. We got a Bleachbone Verge, Concealed Courtyard, Shattered Sanctum. We have Informed Inkwright, Silverquill Charm, and 2 Lecturing Scornmages. It looks pretty good to me. I think I'll keep it. Alright, let's open with the Concealed Courtyard into a Scornmage. I think they're having to read my card. That's always a good feeling, when you play weird stuff and your opponent has to read it. Okay, let's go with a Plains. Then, going to attack for 1. They do nothing. Let's play another Scornmage and make them nervous. Sure, I'm totally fine with that. Okay, another playing stock up. Okay, this is your typical Is It deck. Oh, wait, Is It lessons? Alright, let's go Bleachbone Verge. We'll play a Informed Inkwright. Attack for 1. Hold it mana for the Erode. First lightning, you say? Alright, that's fine. My turn. You guys really aren't doing a whole lot on that side of the table. So let's play the Great Hall. Next, attack for 1. Still not doing anything about it. There's a creature. Resolve that. What else you got? Play another stock up, maybe? Yeah, there you go. Alright. Let's hex that. Okay, go ahead, resolve that. Alright, my turn. Alright, let's play the Shattered Sanctum into a Scolding Administrator. Next, attack for 2. Turn. I want to keep my mana open to cast my removal. That's why I didn't pump with the Silverquill Charm just then. Consult the star charts. Okay. He's looking for something specific. Did they find it? That's the question. Okay, they just lost 2 life there. Ral the Crackling Wit. Okay. It's here.
Out of my way. Muscle it on a mission.
Great and Otter.
You get to be my protege.
Okay. And a turn. Kill that.
This is an unexpected outcome.
I love that Erode allows me to hit creatures. Oh darn, Repartee only works if you target a creature. That's interesting. Because I targeted a Planeswalker, it did not do anything for me. Okay, so let's go ahead and exile that. Get some more power on my guys here. Swing for 6. I'm going to hold that Concealed Courtyard in my hand. Make them think I have another spell to cast. Alright, that's gone. Counters land on the Scornmage. Now you need to bounce the Scornmage. Nope. A talent. Okay. Rain Basics. Okay. Gonna cast it again. Mm-hmm. My turn. Okay. Well. Cancel. Oh darn, I don't have enough to actually do it. So let's attack. Okay, he's going to consult the star charts. Resolve that. Okay, gets a card. Are you going to block? Are you going to double block? He is. He's double blocking. Okay. End turn. I want to be able to animate the land next turn. Quantum Riddler, huh? Hard casting. Alright, pass. Alright, well here's hoping I draw a removal spell. That wasn't quite right, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll pay it. That is not a problem. No tax. Although now they are kind of in a spot where they have to not attack with the Riddler.
Take a genius to see something weird is going on.
Oh, he's gonna draw some cards.
New strategies.
Well, I hope you got something good, bud. Thank you, dude.
Otter to otter. I need some help.
Oh, he's coming at me, huh? Okay, that's an interesting choice. Oh, he is flashing in the Edinburgh Crab. Okay. That is a solid choice. Another Great Hall. Stirring Hopesinger. I think they're going to come out on top here. They have 3 cards on the table. Actually, 6 cards on the table. 3 cards in hand. They're probably going to draw more cards this turn. They have a Ral. I think this is just over. Yeah, I'm not going to draw this up. Peace out, homie. Not a bad showing against like one of the top decks in the entire format. Okay, we'll do one more. I hate ending a run on a sour note. Okay, so we get to go first. We have 2 lands. Quillblade, Silverquill, Lecturing Scornmage, and Requiting Hex. Looks pretty good. I'm going to keep it. Okay, let's go. Oh, hang on a second. I just lost my whole thing there. There we go. Okay, let's go again. Godless Shrine, pay 2 life, Scornmage, go. Okay, the play planes. I will also play a planes. And then I'll go with the... I think I'll go with the Quillblade Laureate. We'll attack for 1. Okay, planes into Giada. That's a perfect thing for me to kill. Godless Shrine, pay 2 life. Requiting Hex. Kill that. Also encounter for the Scornmage. Then, I'm going to Twofold Intent right here. Get a big hit in. That was a good turn 3. It was a very good turn 3, apparently. Wow. GG. Okay, so we are back with a post-game wrap-up, and for a deck like this, I gotta say I was fairly impressed. like once we made a few changes to the initial build and added in some extra removal in the form of Requiting Hex, this deck really started to fly off the hinges. We were having a lot of issues at the beginning because we were either not drawing enough creatures or enough spells to power our creatures, and that's kind of the same thing that you run, the same problem that you run into when you are playing something like an Enchantress deck. Either you have the meat or the potatoes, but never both. And that was kind of the problem we were running into at the early stages of this deck build. But what we ended up on, I think, ended up pretty solid. Like, it's a decent aggro, almost mid-range deck. I wouldn't call it mid-range because it doesn't really have a very good late game. It does have a good early to mid game, though, I'll give you that much. So as far as MVPs for the deck, I would say absolutely in the form of Lecturing Scornmage, surprisingly Quillblade Laureate, and Stirring Hopesinger. Getting these creatures big and then making them hit twice with the Quillblade spell, really, really strong. So I was really happy with that. So I did look at quite a few other potential builds for this, and some of them went a little bit harder into the prepared spells angle. And honestly, I really didn't think that was too great because those builds were kind of playing cards that really didn't really need to be in a standard deck. Like, cards that just really weren't great, I'll say. But I would definitely say that the Quillblade Laureate definitely has a place in a deck like this. And playing a few other cards that only cost 1 mana, I think is really strong. The problem with like the other prepared spells is most of them are 2 mana or more. So Dig Site, Inventory, Erode, Requiting Hex, all being only 1 mana, is very, very strong for this deck. Especially because most games, you only get to about 3 mana. So honestly, seeing like a Stirring Hopesinger in your hand sometimes is even unplayable because you don't want to tap out and then not be able to play your spells. So that kind of is the crux with this deck. So you want to always have mana available to cast your small spells so that you can continue powering your creatures. So my final thoughts on this deck is it's decent. I mean, it's not a bad deck at all, and I think this is a deck that I probably would play a little bit more of. Would I build this in paper? I don't know, maybe. I mean, it's not a very expensive deck by any means. Probably the most expensive deck in the entire, or expensive card in the deck is probably Erode. Everything else is pretty easy to come by. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the deck, so now I'd like to know what you think about it. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you liked it, and if you want to see more decks like this. After this, I plan on building Boros and checking out the new mechanics that came in Lorehold. So look forward to that next on the channel. So until next time, take care of yourselves. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So last week we did Silverquill. This week we're doing Lorehold, and this deck is a pretty low to the ground, almost like purely aggressive, all flyers deck that I'm calling the Lorehold Skyscreamers. It's a pretty sweet deck. So basically what we're doing is we are going into the colors of Lorehold, which is white and red. We're not really playing into the mechanics of Lorehold too much, mostly because honestly, it doesn't vibe with me. I don't really think it's that great. It's like they're kind of trying to play into the whole put stuff into the graveyard and then take things out of the graveyard to get a benefit, and it kind of just it gums up the works a little bit. It's just a little too slow, a little too clunky. So I wanted to build a all-flying aggro deck using the Lorehold colors and a few new cards. So let's see what we have here. So starting from the top, we have 3 copies of Dig Site Inventory. We're running 3 copies of Erode. We are running 3 copies of Miner's Guidewing. So you might not know this card. It's pretty under-deserved card, but it's a 1/1 Flying Vigilance for 1 white, And it says when this creature dies, target creature you control explores. So not too bad for a 1-drop. But then we're also running 4 copies of Momo, Friendly Flier. Now this is the card that kind of really makes the deck sing. So 1 white mana for 1/1 Flier. The first non-lemur creature spell you cast, or with flying you cast during each of your turns, costs 1 less to cast. Whenever another creature you control with flying enters, Momo gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So basically this is giving you a discount to the first creature you play every turn that is not Momo, because Momo is the only lemur in this entire deck. Everything else is non-lemur, so you get the discount. Next up, 3 copies of Burst Lightning. Then you have 4 copies of Hardened Academic. Flying Haste 2/1 for red and white. Discard a card. This creature gains lifelink to 1 a turn. And whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Which can be pretty good with cards like Dig Site Inventory, because it's a card with flashback. So you cast it when it's in the graveyard for the flashback cost. It gets removed from the graveyard. Hardened Academic puts a +1/+1 counter on a creature. So there's a little bit of synergy there. Then we got 4 copies of Lightning Helix. Good, classic, deal 3 damage, gain 3 life. Then we have 3 copies of Clarion Conqueror. It's a 3/3 for 3 mana. Flying. Activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers can't be activated. Pretty solid for only 3 mana, or 2 mana if you have a Momo in play. Then we have 2 copies of Practiced Offense. This is 2 and a white, sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature target player controls. Target creature gains your choice of double strike or lifelink until end of turn. Really, really solid card because it pairs really well with the Repartee from Stirring Hopesinger, which is a flying lifelink, 2 and white, 1/3. Repartee, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, which is really solid. So you play Practiced Offense with Stirring Hopesinger on the table. You get a +1 counter for each creature on the table, and then you target a creature to give double strike or lifelink to, triggering the Repartee from Stirring Hopesinger. Really solid synergy right there. Then we, also bear in mind, it has flashback of 2, so if you flashback it later in the game, Hardened Academic on the table, another +1 counter. So you can really get out of hand pretty quickly with this deck. And then the top end is going to be 2 copies of Magmatic Hellkite. So 4/5 for 2 colorless and 2 red. Flying, when this creature enters, destroy target non-basic land and opponent controls. Its controller searches their library for a basic land card, puts it onto the battlefield tapped with a stun counter on it, then shuffles. Really good for tripping up your opponents in the first couple turns. Because with Momo on the table, this actually only costs 3. So you can play this as early as the 3rd turn and get a nice beefy 4/5 flyer on the table and mess up your opponent's next turn. Then we also have the Nova Hellkite. 4/5 flying haste. When this creature enters, it deals 1 damage to a target creature and opponent controls. Warp cost of 2 in red, or 1 in red if you have Momo. So, pretty solid card. Then in our mana base, it's pretty straightforward. We got 3 plains, 4 mountains, 3 Inspiring Vantage. We got 4 Sacred Foundry, 3 Sunbillow Verge, 3 Sundown Pass, that's the new land from Strixhaven, and 3 Soulstone Sanctuary. So, that's the deck. It's really low to the ground, and honestly can probably get you a few wins pretty easily just by playing on curve. So let's go play some games, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so we get to go first. Awesome. We have a Soulstone Sanctuary and 2 Sacred Foundries, Erode, Burst Lightning, Hardened Academic, and Nova Hellkite. We would like to see a Momo in this opening hand, but honestly I really can't complain, so let's keep it. Okay, first turn we're going to drop the Sacred Foundry and pay 2 life to have it come into play untapped. That way we can either cast Erode or Burst Lightning on their first creature they drop. That is if they drop a creature on turn 1. Okay, we got a mountain into a Clockwork Percussionist. Okay. Alright, well, let's go ahead and just pop that right now. See what they exiled. They exiled a Hallowed Fountain. So this is a weird little Jeskai deck. So let's go Sacred Foundry, number 2, then drop a Hardened Academic. Attack for 2. End turn. Okay, they played the Hallowed Fountain, shocked it into play, so it comes into play untapped. And a Rust Harvester. Interesting. I've not seen a Rust Harvester in ever, actually. Ooh, and a Springleaf Drum. So this is going really hard into artifacts. I like it. What else you got? Pass? They're gonna activate the Springleaf Drum? I guess not. Okay, so let's go ahead and play the Soulstone Sanctuary and then warp in the Nova Hellkite to deal 1 damage to the Rust Harvester. I was kind of expecting them to utilize the Springleaf Drum right there, but I guess not. Pop, pop. Alright, end the turn. Not too bad. We're only at turn 3 and they're already down to 10 health. Pinnacle Emissary, 3/3. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 colorless drone artifact creature token with flying, and this token can block only creatures with flying. Okay, and they're warping it in. Chrome Dome. What does this do? Other artifact creatures you control get +1/+0. 5. Create a token that's a copy of another target artifact you control. That token gains haste, sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. It's interesting. I've not seen anyone playing Chrome Dome before. Maybe tap the Pinnacle Emissary with a Springleaf Drum? Aha, very smart. I like it. Very good. Nice play, gotta say. Alright, let's go ahead and play the Sundown Pass. And I think we just kind of pass at this point because we really don't have a solid play. Okay, then they're hard casting the Pinnacle Emissary. Okay, take the hit. Okay, end of turn. Let's go and animate the Soulstone. And we'll take our turn. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and play... Actually, do we want to do that or do you want to do the practice offense? No, I think it's better to just play Momo. Okay. Then let's go ahead and hit Erode right here. Boom. And then we get to attack with the Soulstone Sanctuary, because that drone can only block flyers. Boom. Okay, end turn. Now, if they don't deal with Momo this turn, I can get the Nova Hellkite out next turn. Ravenous Robots. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 colorless robot artifact creature token. Red tap, create creature tokens you control gain haste. Interesting. I like that card. That's pretty cool. Another Springleaf Drum. Okay. And they're going to cast Deduce. Make a clue token. Okay, we got a land. Sacrifice to draw. Okay. Kind of tapped out at this point, though, which is good for me. Alright, well, end of turn. Let's go ahead and get rid of old Chrome Dome here. That seems pretty important to them. Alright, my turn. Sweet. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit the Nova Hellkite. It's gonna come in. I'm just gonna blow up. I think it's gonna blow up that drone, honestly. We're gonna swing in, pop, pop, and then we're gonna let them take their turn. If they don't gain any life and deal with my board, I think it's game, because we got that Burst Lightning in hand. Tezzeret. Wow, what a weird deck. I mean, I like it. I like what they're doing here. But I've never seen anything quite like this. Another Dusk Rose Reliquary. Okay. Make another drone. Gobble up a creature. Very cool. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value 1 or less. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. What's the card going to be? Another Dusk Rose Reliquary. Okay. Can you deal with everything I got? I don't know if you can. Alright, Dusk Rose. Makes another robot. Pretty cool. Gobble up Momo. And a Synthesizer Lab Ship. Yeah, I dare say I think that's game. Because you don't have any way to gain life. What are you doing? You're just like looking at all your stuff. Station, okay. Yeah, I really don't think you have anything to deal with this. Good game, Fred. Wow, what a wild deck. I really like what they were going with there. That was pretty cool. Ooh, can't keep that hand. No colored mana. Okay, that's a little bit better. We'll keep all of that. I think we'll send back Practiced Offense. That's kind of a card that we want to have later on in the game anyways. Okay, we got a Forest into a Zaz's Chocobo. So we got a green-based landfall deck. So let's go Inspiring Vantage into Momo. So having Momo on the table will allow us to go into Nova Hellkite on turn 2. Yeah, you can block in that. Come on now. Alright, let's go Mountain into Hellkite, warp it in. So Hellkite comes in, Momo gets +1, deal 1 damage to the Chocobo. Not like it matters. Then we swing in. Pop, pop. Alright, and Nova Hellkite warps back out. Not too bad. 6 damage on turn 2. Pretty good. Tifa Lockhart, huh? Okay. Well, it's a good thing you're tapped out. So let's go ahead and do Sundown Pass. And we're going to go ahead and pop that Tifa right now. And then we'll swing it for 1. Oh, he's hovering. What's he gonna do? Chocobo kick! Alright, my guy's kicked. And you get a +1 counter. Not too shabby. That works out. Alright, let's go Plains. We're going to go Momo. And then we're going to go Hardened Academic. The Academic will attack this turn. Momo will not. Turn. And we have a Sacred Foundry in hand, which means we can play the Nova Hellkite next turn, even if Momo dies. But Momo did not die, because our opponent ran out of lands to play, A landfall deck cannot survive without lands. Okay, looks like we need to go first. We have both of our colors, 2 lands, a couple of Momos, Dig Site, Stirring Hopesinger, and a Lightning Helix. Looks good to me. I'll keep it. Okay, let's go Plains, Momo. Now, provided they don't kill Momo, I could play Stirring Hopesinger on 2. Wow, why do you have so many cards in your deck? That's 72. Alright, let's go and drop this. Play the Stirring Hopesinger. Momo gets +1, attack for 2. That's a pretty solid open. Okay, Sunbill Verge. You also have Scene of the Crime. Interesting. Oh, the Technodrome. Okay. Reach and Trample. This creature can't attack or block unless its power is 6 or greater. Sacrifice another artifact, draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Okay. So that means we kind of need to kill it immediately before it can start activating its abilities. Alright. End turn. Steam vents into Simulacrum Synthesizer. Okay. So now the clock is really ticking. We need to knock them out, like, next turn if possible. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do Dig Site Inventory. Let's go target here. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's game. Let's win on turn 3. Oh, we can't. Never mind. It didn't target a creature. My bad. That's fine. We'll win on turn 4. Playing the Ooze. Better watch out. And get lost. Okay. No problem. I still have, like, lethal on board. I don't even have to cast the Lightning Strike. But I will. GG. Okay, opponent goes first. We have 4 lands. Momo, Burst Lightning, and Hardened Academic. Under most circumstances, I would say we should keep this hand, but I really hate seeing 4 lands in our open, so let's mulligan that. That's much better. 2 lands, 2 Erode, Lightning Helix, Magmatic Hellkite, and Nova Hellkite. I'll keep that, sending one of the Erodes back. Okay. One opens with a Spirebluff Canal into a Springleaf Drum. Interesting. So let's go ahead. We're going to drop the Sacred Foundry first. Comes in tapped. Repartee Verge. Okay, let's go with the Sunbill Verge. Our Verge happens to be active. We're going to end the turn. No creatures to play this turn, but we do have mana available for removal. Okay. Temple of Epiphany. Yes. Okay, opponent's not doing anything, so we're going to blast them for 2. Alright, our turn, Sundown Pass, Hellkite, warp it in. Blast him. Alright, end of turn, Nova Hellkite warps back out. Next turn, we get to play a Magmatic Hellkite. Now, are they going to tap out at all? Crackling Wind, okay. Alright, they made an otter. Congrats. Alright, let's go Mountain, and let's go Magmatic Hellkite. Alright, Hellkite comes in, we will destroy the temple. Now let's give them the old basic check. Alright, you get an island tapped, and does not untap next turn. Very important. Quantum Riddler. Warped in, not hardcast. Splash portaling in. Okay. That sounds fun. Alright.
Together we can shift the current.
That Ral is getting pretty big. We're gonna have to knock that down next turn. A Thunder Trap Trainer. Okay. Got a lot of otters over there. Another splash portal. Okay. Alright, well, let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and cast Erode. I think we can get rid of the Quantum Riddler. We're gonna go get a basic land, put it in play tapped. Okay. So we go 5, 6, 7. Or actually, we don't really need to. Yeah, so we can just hit that for 4 and then Helix it. So next, attack right there. Smack it down. Goes to 3 loyalty. And then we blast it. And he's out of there.
I'll search another plane.
Splash portal on the Thunder Trap Trainer. Okay. That's actually pretty decent. Comes back in, they get to impulse. Long River's Pull. Counter target creature spell if the gift is promised instead counter target spell. Okay. Got a lot of value over there. I'm not so sure I can get over it. Okay, instant sorcery back, which is the Splash Portal. Oh, at least they're tapping out on their turn. But I am about to take 8 damage. Not ideal. If I can draw a land next turn, I can get the Nova Hellkite out, blast one of their otters. Man, they're going off, aren't they? Yeah, take some hits. Okay, so unfortunate, didn't really get it. Okay, so let's go ahead and go dig site here, and then dig site here, and also get the +1 counter from the card we're leaving the graveyard, and swing in. Okay, they go to 5. End turn. Let's see what they do. Okay, Storm Chaser's Talent. Get the Prowess. Resolve. My plan is to see if I can survive this turn. If I survive this turn, I can blast them with the Lightning Helix on my turn. But that's going to come down to how many creatures I need to block this turn. Okay, they got another Boomerang Basics. Oh, they're going to bounce my creature, huh? Okay. That's pretty smart. Torch the tower. Okay. Yeah, I think they got this. It's just gone. That's 4, 8, 12, 13. Yep, they got it right now. GG. No need for you to keep going off. Okay, opponent goes first. We have an Inspiring Vantage and Sunbillow Verge. Double Momo. Stirring Hopesinger, Hardened Academic, and a Lightning Helix. That looks pretty solid to me. Let's go. Okay, Concealed Courtyard. Let's open with the Inspiring Vantage and drop a Momo. Ooh, I like that. That's a very nice card back there. Alright, Silverquill Verge, Hopesinger. +1 on the Momo, and attack for 2. And here's to hoping that the Stirring Hopesinger survives this turn. Ah, never mind. Yeah. That's fine. We have other options. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 2. We can do either. I think, though, we want to go with the Hardened Academic this turn. Swing in. And turn. So I'd rather have multiple targets on the table. United Battlefront, huh? Okay. I got a feeling... Oh, does machines. I was expecting Simulacrum Synthesizer. This class enters, mill 2 cards, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Okay. Resolve. Alright. Mill 2, draw 2, discard 2. I wonder if this is one of those fix what's broken decks. It could be. Okay. Let's go with a Momo, so that we can still have mana open to cast Erode next turn. And if they don't remove my Momo, I can pop a Nova Hellkite onto the battlefield. Another United Battlefront. How do you like that? Pinnacle Starcage. Alright, let's do this. I need a land. Take action. Let's go get a plains. Alright, let's see here. Warp this in. Smash your face. Bam, 4 damage. Okay, so the plan from here is to get the Hardened Academic on the table next turn, crash in for 2, and then apply Lightning Helixes until they're dead. Let's see if we can get there. Voyager Quick Welder. Interesting. Stationed up. Alright, so let's go with the Hardened Academic. And we're going to attack for 2. Pop. And turn. See what they do. Okay, Cryogen Relic. Very good. Draw a card. I think we can survive this turn. So, here's the plan. We're going to cast Erode on our Hardened Academic so we can get another land. And then we go double Helix next turn. Provided they don't gain any life this turn. If they don't gain any life this turn, we got this. Let's find out. Okay. Perilous Snare. Alright, well, let's cast Erode. Yep. Take action. We're gonna get a mountain this time. Okay, so that's 9, 10, 11 damage they can get to me this turn. And I don't think a deck like that is going to be playing counterspell, so I think we're in the clear. Gain 2 more. Okay, that's all their blue mana tapped out. We are in the clear. Okay, Transmutation Font, Cryogen Relic. Yeah, I think that's game. Pop them there. Once more for good measure. GG. GG. Okay, welcome back to the post-game wrap-up, and what I got to say about this deck is this deck works. Having a deck full of nothing but flyers and a ton of removal / burn is kind of a recipe for victory, especially when you can get a Momo onto the table and then follow that up immediately with either Clarion Conqueror or Stirring Hopesinger, and then end the game with Nova Hellkite or Magmatic Hellkite. It's a pretty solid on-curve game plan, especially when you can get a lot of burn through Lightning Helix and Burst Lightning. The Erode actually turns out to be really solid in this deck, especially when you use it on your own creatures to get extra land out if necessary, as we saw in that very last game against the Simulacrum Synthesizer deck. So I would have to say, as far as MVPs versus cards that are kind of like iffy, Momo, absolute MVP. This card makes this deck absolutely sing. Getting in Momo into Stirring Hopesinger into Nova Hellkite or Magmatic Hellkite, it just wins the game. And sometimes it wins the game before the game even starts. So it's a very solid aggro deck. So if you want something that really just gets there sometimes, like despite the opponent's best efforts, you can do worse than this deck. As far as cards that I feel are a little bit lacking in this deck, really the only ones I think are Miner's Guidewing, simply because it's just kind of like a lesser creature. It doesn't do nearly as much as Momo does for the game plan, but it's kind of just in here for another 1-drop creature, and another 1-drop flying creature specifically. And aside from that, the Hardened Academic, while a great card at only 2 mana, I would much rather get Momo into Stirring Hopesinger or Clarion Conqueror or a Warped Nova Hellkite rather than play a Hardened Academic. However, the flying and haste and the ability to discard practiced offense so you can play it for cheaper through flashback is really solid. So I would not discount the Hardened Academic just yet, but give it a shot. Play with it yourself, see if you like it or not. Maybe there's another card in the 2-drop slot that you might want to play instead of Hardened Academic. So that's it right there. Honestly, this is probably going to be a daily driver for me. If I just want to log on and jam some games real quick and get some wins, this is a pretty solid deck to make that happen. Lots of burn, lots of aggro. Really easy to catch the opponent off guard with this deck. So if you like it, I'll leave a deck list in the description box down below so you can try it out yourself. And until next time, take care of yourself. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something a little bit different for you. So we are continuing our series of just kind of going through all of the different mechanics that came in Strixhaven. So today we are taking a look at Quandrix, and in Quandrix we have Increment. An Increment is a pretty cool but kind of basic mechanic. It basically works like this. If you have a creature with Increment on the table and you play another card, any spell, like non-creature, creature, anything, that has a higher casting cost than Ambitious Augmenter, you get a +1/+1 counter on the Augmenter, or whatever creature has Increment on it. So if you play Ambitious Augmenter on one, and then you play like Pop-Patch Recruit on the next turn, or Badgermole Cub on the next turn, Ambitious Augmenter will then be a 2/2, and 3/3, and so on and so forth. Another cool thing this creature does, though, is when this creature dies, if it had 1 or more counters on it, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Then put this creature's counters on that token. So if this creature had 3 +1/+1 counters on it, and it died, then you would make a fractal and put those counters on it, making it a 3/3 fractal, which is pretty cool. So going on to the rest of the deck. The rest of the deck is stuff you've probably already seen before. We've got 4 Llanowar Elves, we got 4 Pop-Patch Recruit, we got 4 Badgermole because it's a green deck. We have this new card. This card's kind of cool. I've been playing with this a little bit. It's called Growth Curve. Green and a blue sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, then double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature. So you can make something really big. And it pairs pretty well with Ambitious Augmenter, because you play this on 1, and then you play this on 2. So 2 is higher than 1, so that means you get a +1/+1 counter on the Augmenter right off the rip. And then you put another +1/+1 counter on the augmenter, making it 3/3. And then you double those counters, making it a 6/6. You can swing for 6 on turn 2, which is pretty sweet. Then we also have Quandrix Charm. This is probably one of the better charms. It has 3 very relevant forms on it. One is counter target spell, unless it's controller base 2, destroy target enchantment, or target creature has base power and toughness 5/5 until end of turn. And the word base on this is very strong with this deck, because you play some creatures that have 0/0 as their base power toughness. Cards like Pterrafractal, green, blue, X, flying, +1/+, base power toughness 1/0. This creature enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. When this creature enters, you gain 2 life. So, about mid-game, you're probably going to play this for like X = 3 or X = 4. It comes in as a 4/3 or a 5/4, something along those lines. Then, like say, you attack with it, and then you use Quandrix Charm to make its base power toughness 5/5. So then suddenly, if it had 3 or 4 counters on it, it then is a 3 or 4 +5 because the base power became 5. So that's a pretty cool synergy with the Quandrix Charm. I like that a lot. Then here's another new card. This is Emil, Vastlands Roamer. It's a 3/3 for 3, and it says creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have trample. And then its other ability is pay 4 colorless, a green, tap it, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put a put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of differently named lands you control. So typically, this will be like around 3 or 4 at the time that you're using this ability. But that ability is not the important part. The important part of this card is creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have trample. That's the very important part, because you are going to be putting +1/+1 counters on everything in this deck, especially with Ouroboros. And again, just like Badgermole Cub, this is a deck with forests in it, so it means you're playing Ouroboros. So you should all know what this card is by now, but in case you don't, it's a 1/3 for 4 mana. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on each creature you control, where X is this creature's power. So it starts at 1, then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger every turn that this is on the table. So, and also bear in mind, it's where X is this creature's power, not X equals +1/+1 counters, which means if you have this on the table, you can go, before you go to combat, use Quandrix Charm, make its power 5/5, and then get 5 +1/+1 counters on your entire team. Pretty strong. And then we are rounding this deck out with this card from Edge of Eternities called Terra Symbiosis. It's a lesser known card, but it's pretty cool. So for 3 mana enchantment, whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature you control, you draw that many cards. Do this only once each turn. So if you put 1 counter on a creature, you get to draw 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards, so on and so forth. So this is really good when you can get a lot of counters on something in one shot, like with Ouroboros. If you put like 2 or 3 or 4 counters on a creature, triggers Terra Symbiosis, refill your entire hand. This is a great refill card for this deck. I absolutely love it. So, and also, you may notice that this is less of an increment deck and more of a Terra Symbiosis deck, because everything in this deck puts +1 counters on things in one way or another. You have Ambitious Augmenter getting +1 counters. You have Paw Patch Recruit giving +1 counters when someone targets your stuff. You got Badgermole Cub, Earthbending puts a +1 counter on a land, so draw a card there. You have Growth Curve for more +1 counters. Pterrafractal comes in with counters on it, so if you pay this like X = 4, then that's make a 4th or 5/4 creature and then draw 4 cards. Then you have Emil. This guy creates a fractal and puts counters on it. That's more card draw. Or Borid, more card draw. And finally, let's look at our lands. We got 5 islands. We got Bossing Say because it will Earthbend for 2. It's just 1 copy of this in here. 6 forests, 3 Botanical Sanctum, 4 Breeding Pool, 3 Dreamroot Cascade, and 2 Restless Vinestock. So that's the deck right there. It's pretty sweet. I've been playing this for a couple days now in playtest before actually making this video for you guys, and I've been having a lot of luck with this deck. This deck plays really well, especially if you curve like Elf into Badgermole or Ambitious Augmenter into Badgermole into Ouroboros. It's like this deck can absolutely pop off before your opponent even has a chance to settle themselves. So let's go play some games. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, and then I'll meet you again at the end of this video for the post-game wrap-up. Okay, so we get to go first. Forest and Dreamroot Cascade, Llanowar Elves, Badgermole, Terra Fractal, Emil, Terra Symbiosis. Good stuff. Okay, let's open that Forest into a Llanowar Elf. Now, provided they don't kill the Elf, we can still play Badgermole next turn, despite our other land being a Dreamroot Cascade. But that's if they don't kill our Elf. Okay, we're in luck. Awesome. So we'll go Bossing Say, Badgermole Cub, animate Bossing Say, attack for 1. Nowhere to run. Target that Badgermole. And he's out of there. Alright, let's go Dreamroot Cascade. We'll go Badgermole. Activate here. And then we will go Terra Symbiosis. Let's see what they got. Fear of Isolation. Okay, that's a good one. Alright, well, that was a great time to cast this with Offspring. Let's see. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay. And that's GG. He's like, the heck with this. Okay, opponent goes first. We got 3 lands. Ambitious Augmenter, Pawpatch, Badgermole, and Emil. Pretty good curve. I'll keep it. Bad lands, though. Really bad lands. I hope I draw an untapped green source. Come on. Not a whole lot of options for you, turn 1. Just play your land. There you go. Hey, perfect. Ask and ye shall receive. Are you gonna kill it? You gonna kill my ambitious augmenter? Looks like he's considering it. Okay, sure. He really does not like that card. Let's see. I'll go with Bossing Say into Badgermole. Animate that forest. Okay. Paid 2 life to get a swamp. I really hate Multiversal Passage. It's like like at that point, like just play a better land. All right, let's go. Let's go Dreamroot Cascade, and we'll go double Pawpatch. And attack for 2. Temple of Milady, scry 1. They did not like what they saw. Unholy Annex, okay. I'm gonna lose 2 life, because they do... Oh, no, they do have a demon in the Fear Dot core. Alright, let's go Forest, and then we will go... Do I got the Terra Symbiosis or the Llanowar Elf? Well, we can technically do both. Let's see here. Gonna tap that for double green. Play that. And then the Terra Symbiosis. And then we'll swing in. Put him to 13. Blooming Marsh. I assume they will unlock the Ritual Chamber. Oh, no, they're playing a Professor. What are they going to do with it? Draw a card, lose a life. That's risky. I have a feeling they're looking for something specific. Okay. Restless Mindstalk. Ouroboros. And next. Take action. Another mill. Let's see here. So that's 5, huh? So these 2 go there. Actually, these 3 go there. And that goes face. Just in case they had a removal spell, because they do have an open Fear core.
Death didn't stop me before.
You got a full grip of cards over there. You gotta have a board wipe or something. Okay, plays a Soulstone Sanctuary. He's holding priority. He's looking at his hand. Looking to Ouroboros. Feed the Swarm. Okay, well let's target... we'll target here. And here. I will draw a card from that. Too bad Terra Symbiosis only triggers once per turn. That'd be pretty sweet. Oh, and another. So he's going to draw 2 cards and drain 4 life from me. But I do believe he just loses this turn. Yeah. Yeah, I got more than enough power. And I could have also used Bossing Say to animate another land and draw 2 cards from the Earthbend too. So there was options. Okay, so we get to go first. 3 lands, awesome. We have an Ambitious Augmenter, a Pop-Edge Recruit, a Badgermole, and an Ouroboros. That is one hell of a curve. I'm gonna keep it. Alright, open first with the Forest, Ambitious Augmenter. Okay, we got a Plains into a Hinterland Sanctifier. Alright, so Botanical Sanctum, Badgermole Cub. +1 counter on the Augmenter. Animate the Botanical Sanctum. Attack for 2. No blocks. Okay, Plains number 2 for the Essence Channeler. Gain 1 life, get a +1 counter. Okay, let's go with the Island this time. We're going to go Ouroboros. +1 on the Augmenter. Plus a lot. Attack for 4. Pretty good turn 3, gotta say. Pretty good turn 3. Cosmic Grand Zenith. Nice. Okay. Fastlands Roamer. Perfect timing. My Bossing Say. Go next. +1 counter on the team. And we're going to attack with these Tramplers now. Double block there. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Okay, Opponent goes to 5. Let's play... let's play Ambitious and Pot Patch. Now, if they happen to run Day of Judgment, I would be absolutely hooked right now. No such luck. GG, friend. Sometimes you just get like that golden curve, and it's just unstoppable. Okay, opponent goes first. We have 3 lands. That's 2 breeding pools and an island, so we have both of our colors. We have Lenore Elves, Paw Patch, Recruit, Badger Mole, and Terra Symbiosis. So this is a pretty decent open. Okay, opponent opens with Mountain into Clockwork Percussionist. 1/1 with haste, so we take 1 damage there. Let's go Forest into a Lenore Elves. Okay, second Mountain. So we got a red deck wins situation on our hands here. So we're going to get a burst. Oh, no, Bolt Wave. I expected a burst lightning just then. I'm going to kill it. Don't need the mana that bad. Alright, let's go Island into Badger Mole. Badger Mole comes in, animates the island. Lightning Strike, you got it. Alright, take that 1 damage. Okay, that was a good time to Lightning Strike too. So let's get here. Let's go with this. We're going to pay 2 life, begrudgingly. Double Paw Patch. Giant Cindermaw, huh? Okay. Sacrifice, deal 1 to that. Okay. +1 there. And +1 there. Alright, another breeding pool. Pay 2 life. Or Boroid. No attacks. Need to be on the defensive at the moment. But provided we survive this turn, we should be in a good spot for the next couple turns. Especially if we can play another Ouroboros next turn. Coming in, huh? Block right there. Alright, they trade. Alright, let's see here. Let's go with that. Now we could do Ouroboros, or we could do Terra Symbiosis and Growth Curve. So let's go Terra Symbiosis. Now we're going to cast Growth Curve right here. See if it lands. If it lands, we get to draw a lot of cards. Awesome. Take action. Boom. Probably should have waited. That's okay. Hit for 10. Alright, moment of truth. If we survive this turn, we win the game. Flashback, Lightning Strike. What are you gonna Lightning Strike? Me? With the only 2 mana you have left? Yep, that's what you're gonna do. And then that's GG. Alright, Dreamer Cascade, or Boroid. Decline, decline, decline. I can't draw any cards off of that. That's too much. I'll deck myself. No, thank you. Oh, GG. Sorry, mono red player. Okay, so we get to go first. Awesome. We got 3 lands, Terrafractal, Quandrix Charm, and 2 Orboroids. It's a little risky, but I'll keep it. Are we good? Are you gonna mulligan? There we go. So looks like they mulligan down to 6. Alright, we got a forest. Alright, cool. That actually works out to my favor. Hit him with that Badger Bowl Cub. We'll animate the island so that if we tap it, we can tap it for both blue and green. Ooh, a Plains. Do they play a Badger Bowl Cub of their own? No, a Burrow Guard Mentor. So we got rabbits on the brain. Alright, well, let's see here. Let's go with the... Ooh. Actually, no, we can't do both. Because we put the Ambitious out first. This will only tap for a single green. So we kind of have to do it like this. Yeah. So it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Punch him. Okay, we got a forest. Into a hop to it. That's +3 attack on the Burrow Guard. No blocks. Okay, let's go with the Breeding Pool. I'll pay 2 life to get it untapped. And then we'll go Ambitious Augmenter into Orboroid. I get a bunch of counters on our boys here. Attack with those. No blocks, huh? Well, either they have one hell of a turn coming up, or they just don't see the point in blocking. Valley Quest Caller, okay. ×2, alright. That looks pretty sick to me. Alright, well, let's go ahead and block there, and block there. And so that's 8, 9, 10, 11. I go to 3. Okay. Yeah, that's GG. Guess they didn't have a follow-up to that, huh? Okay, and we are back with the post-game wrap-up, and I gotta say this deck is absolutely firing on all cylinders. The combination of Ambitious Augmenter into Badger Bowl Cub to ramp out Terra Symbiosis or Boroid, or getting Terra Symbiosis on turn 2 with Llanowar Elves, Paw Patch Recruit, like everything in this deck just really fires off. So this is a really, really good deck. And honestly, it should be, because it's a green deck that's running Badger Moles and Orbors. I mean, the deck kind of builds itself after you have these cards in the deck. But the Ambitious Augmenter, I gotta say, I was really surprised with. I only really had it in here because I wanted to run Increment in the deck. And it was a decent 1-drop. And it turns out that this being a decent 1-drop turned into a pretty powerful beater in some games. So I do actually have a lot of love for Ambitious Augmenter. Paw Patch Recruit, always a great card. Badger Mole. Growth Curve, surprisingly strong. Like, this card can absolutely pull yourself out of a problem. Same thing with Quandrix Charm on the 3rd option to make a creature 5/5. Put that on a surprise blocker. Make it even bigger and say, hey, sorry, your guy dies, mine doesn't. Terrafractal, while one of the weaker cards in the deck, it can really pull you out because of, 1, its combination with Terra Symbiosis to draw extra cards, and 2, the fact that It's a flyer. It's one of the few cards in evasion with this deck, outside of giving the team trample with Emil Vaslan's Roamer. And which I must segue into saying, this card is an absolute MVP. When you've got an entire team full of like just big boys that can't really cross the finish line because your opponent has a ton of blockers, drop in Emil. Emil, give the entire team trample. I don't even care about the second ability on this card. I will gladly pay 3 mana for a 3/3 creature that gives my entire team trample. It's pretty damn solid. It's a really good card. You should probably take a look at it. And of course, the Ouroboros. I mean, what can we say about Ouroboros that has not been said already? It's one of the most powerful cards in the standard for a reason. So there it is. That's the deck. If you want to give it a shot yourself, I would definitely say go for it. If you got the wild cards to craft it, go for it. Badger Mole and Ouroboros, they're both mythic, so they will cost you in the mythics department. But if you got them already, throw the deck together. Go take it around for a few spins yourself. Have a blast, because I know I am. Deck list will be in the description box down below. So until next time, take care of yourselves. Choosing create a copy and draw 2 cards. So we're going to make a copy of that and draw cards. Autopay. Okay, so that's more than enough to kill him, so I'm not even going to bother with Ugin. GG, friend. What a powerful swing turn. GG. We are continuing our series of just taking a look at all of the different mechanics in Secrets of Strixhaven. And today we're looking at the Prismari school, which gives us Opus. So Opus basically operates as a, when you cast an instant or sorcery, do a thing. So in the form of Molten Core Maestro, his Opus is, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, add an amount of red mana equal to this creature's power. So this guy, really, really good if you can get a good 5 mana spell off, because he gets bigger and he fuels you to cast more spells. He's pretty sweet. And then we also have the Colorstorm Stallion, which is Opus. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If 5 mana or more was spent to cast that spell, create a token that's a copy of this creature. So here's the thing is, the Colorstorm Stallion, god damn it. Okay, so opponent goes first. We've only 2 lands though, but we might be able to pull ourselves out of this. Typically when an opponent goes first, we kind of like that when we have only 2 lands, because that means we have an opportunity to draw our 3rd land on the first turn. So let's go with it. Okay, swamp. Hey, just like I planned. Couldn't have been better. Alright, double swamp into the Iron Crag. Looks like a mono black deck. Let's go River Pirate first. Actually, no. Let's go Island first. And then we will play... Do you want Sanar first or the Molten Core Maestro? Let's go Sanar first. Because if they're playing mono black, they likely have a ton of removal. Okay, 3rd swamp. Looks like they might be waiting for us to attack. So, let's go ahead and let's say next. No attackers. What I will do is I will Traumatic Critique them for 1, just to get a card draw. There we go. Draw 2, discard. I'll say discard the Burst Lightning. And now we can tap it to create a treasure. End turn. Okay, we got a swamp. Are they doing anything else? It looks like they're playing very reactionary right now. Deadly cover-up. Okay, I'm totally down with you killing off a single no-power creature. I'm totally fine with that. Let's go with 2 Molten Core Maestros. See what they do. Show me a second Deadly Cover-Up. That'd be great. No, Day of Black Sun. That works. Well, let's at least get all those removals out of hand. So let's see here. Let's go ahead. We're going to cast Sleight of Hand. Ashling's Command or Sanar? I think we want Sanar. Okay, now that there's a sorcery in the yard, we're going to go with Flow State. We're going to put that and that in our hand. Play the Stormcarved Coast. And then we play the Sanar. I'm playing the Sanar first as a way to hopefully bait out our opponent here. Unholy Annex. Okay, that works for me. Are they going to do anything else? Double Unholy Annex. They're going to lose a lot of life. Okay. Well, let's take advantage of the situation. Let's go ahead. Let's see if I played this. 1, 2, 3. I only have 3 mana left over, so we'll go Tablet of Discovery first. Cool. Alright, well, we'll play the Stallion. Then we will attack for 3. Okay, they're likely going to unlock one side of the Ritual Chamber. So they don't just drain themselves out. Oh no, they're playing an Ayavugan. Okay, sweet. I'm into that. Okay, gain 3 life, draw a card. Okay, well they are absolutely killing themselves here, which I'm all about. So let's see here. If I go, do we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Do we have 8 mana? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We do. Okay, so let's go Color Storm Stallion, and then Ashling's Command, choosing Create a Copy and draw 2 cards. So we're gonna make a copy of that and draw cards. Auto pay. Okay, so that's more than enough to kill him, so I'm not even going to bother with Ugin. GG, friend. What a powerful swing turn. GG. Okay, we get to go first. That's awesome. We have 3 lands, both of our colors. Double Sanar, double Traumatic Critique. It's not the best hand I've ever seen, but we can make this work. We will open with the Spirebluff Canal. Okay, they open with a Swamp and a Fairy Dream Thief. Okay, Riverbriar Verge, Sanar. Gloomlake Verge. Okay, so this is a Dimir Fairy build. So let's go Stormcarved Coast. And they're probably going to play the Sleeping Blue-Black Girl. But for now, we're going to go 1, pay it, blast that for 1. Bitterbloom Bearer, okay. Very cool. And we will discard the other Sanar. I'm gonna tap this to make a token. And I'm also gonna burst this right now before it has a chance to make more boys. Stanner is actually pretty decent. At least this version of him. Okay, it's their turn. Do they have a third land to play? They do. Cool. And they are passing the turn again. They're playing another Stormcarved Coast. And I'm going to play a Prismari Charm. Just ability to draw a card. Not good. So those both down. Works for me. End turn. Upon founding a riddle, look at the top 4 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, rest into your graveyard. Okay. It's an interesting impulse. That was a land, a lesson, 2 lands, and a lesson. Okay, well. Let's go ahead and cast this. Yeah, give me that. Multiversal Passage, chosen black. Turn. Ah, very cool. Alright, let's go here. I'm gonna play the Molten Core Maestro first. Okay. I'll say no attacks. Because they are playing a deck with multiple counter spells. I don't want to play into their hand at all. And they have a full grip of 7 cards right now. Alright, another Gloomlake Verge. Let's see here. Pay 1, Blaster for 1. I'm doing this just to draw cards. Spell Stutter. Counter target spell unless it's control pays 2 plus an additional 1 for each fairy. That's fine. I'm more than happy to do that. And I'll also make a token. Cool. That's fantastic. Let's see here. I'll just play the Color Storm Stallion. See if they react to that. And I do have enough mana to use Ashling's Command. It all depends on how they spend their mana this turn. Egglock Prankster. Okay. Go ahead and resolve that. You got Boomerang Basics back? Okay. Well, now's the time. Make a copy, and I will make 2 treasure tokens. Just in case they try to, like, spell stutter me. Very good. Prankster. Just playing Prankster out, huh? You're gonna need a way to deal with all those stallions. You want to boomerang that? I'm okay with it. That's a wild idea. And that is a 5 mana spell from Sanar. Let's go and get that. Next. It's going to cast a Bitter Bloom Bearer. Okay. Alright, here we come. Yeah, just let it come through. There's no reason to block. GG. Interesting, I was not expecting to see a Dimir Fairies deck today. Okay, so we get to go first. We have 2 Steam Vents, which kind of hurts. But we also have Sanar, Color Storm, Stock Up, Ashley's good. We have like the whole combo. So we just need to draw into some land to play it. I'll pay 2 life this time. Get a Sanar on the table. Mardu, huh? Okay. Let's see. Let's go with Stock Up. Give me the Sleight of Hand. Actually, no. Give me the Vibrant Outburst and the Mountain. That's a cool treasure token. Alright, he's out of there. Alright, let's go Mountain. And then we will go... Let's see, what's in the yard there? We have a sorcery down there. So let's go... Burst Lightning. This is just so I can cast the Flow State. This deck does cycle through its deck pretty quickly. Unholy Annex, huh? Okay. Well, he's got a full hand over there. He's not likely to let me just do what I want. So we kind of have to wait until we have the mana for it. Let's see. But we'll at least get this out here right now. Deal some damage. Force them to choose one or the other. Deal with the Stallion or make a demon. Three damage, huh? Okay. I'm gonna outburst you. That way it survives the damage. Okay, I think we might still just win like this. Yeah. Yeah, we had the damage in hand. I really like Vibrant Outburst. Okay, we get to go first. Awesome. 3 lands, both of our colors, 2 vibrant outburst, Ashling's Command, and a tablet. It's pretty good, especially the tablet. Alright, Spirebluff Canal comes down first. Mountain. Okay, do we have a mono red deck here, maybe? Oh, is that a plotted? It is a plotted slick shot show off. Alright, so we go Stormcarved Coast, and that unfortunately means we can't cast the Tablet of Discovery this turn. We have to wait till next turn. Double plot? Wow, okay. Alright. So let's go Mountain, Tablet. I have a feeling I'm going to end up regretting this, but I'm going to do it anyways. Because they're not playing any lands over there. Hard Claw, okay. I'm okay with that. Okay, Stormcarved Coast comes out. Let's see here. We could cast Wild Idea. Yeah, let's do that. And let's go get... We can get stock up. Because we really need to draw our way into our creature. We need to draw our way into the stallion. A charming scoundrel, huh? Well, you're supposed to stop on combat, buddy. So that doesn't do me any good. So, blast that. Tap that. There's the stallion, finally. That's gonna air tapped. I really can't take the hit on that. So I'm gonna play the stallion right now. And we can play the Ashling's Command, but I'm going to wait on it. But I will play stock up. Take that and another Collar Storm. Attack for 4. Make another treasure. Okay, so we can end this next turn. Let's see what they do. Firebending a student. Take the 1 damage. Yeah, I'll take the 1 damage. No big deal. Alright. Create a copy. Deal 2 damage to their creatures. And cast Burst Lightning on me. Fine, I'll cast Burst Lightning on you. Alright, swing in. Make another. Okay, so here's a fun thing. If they play their prowess creatures this turn, we can use Ashling's Command to knock them out of the sky. Let's see what they do. Okay, there's both slick shots. Pass. Okay, swing in. Show me what you got. You have 4 mana. And a grip full of spells over there. Okay, shock, resolve. It only gives them power, it does not do anything to their toughness. He's being very cautious right now. Okay, lightning strike, resolve. Okay, I'm at 10. That's enough. Alright, well, I'm not going to let them go to damage, so I gotta do this now. Alright, create a copy, 2 damage. Make a copy of that, 2 damage to all your creatures. Make more boys, crush your offense, and then we just swing in. GG. Wow, that was awesome. Fantastic. Okay, opponent goes first. We have a Great Hall, Mountain, Sleight of Hand, Color Storm, Stock Up, Ashlings, and Molten Core. Normally, I wouldn't keep a hand with these lands, but I have Sleight of Hand to dig myself out of this, so I'm gonna keep it. Okay, they open with Opulent Palace, so this is a Sultai deck. I'm gonna play Great Hall, Sleight of Hand. Yeah, give me the Riverpipe Verge. Definitely need the lands. Okay, we got Swamp. List Alana Dignitary. As an additional cost to cast this, behold an elf or pay 2. Add double green, activate only if there's an elf card in your graveyard, which there is not yet. So, Mountain, Molten Core Maestro. Okay, we got Deathcap Glade. I will not block. I take that too. Okay, let's go. Riverpipe Verge. Polar Storm Stallion. Attack for 5. Okay, when I attacked, they did not hold priority, which means they don't have any removal in their hand. So we might be able to just blow them out with the right turn. Okay, High Perfect Morkant. White one? Or white right there. Let's go Mountain, and then we will go. Do I go to Stock Up or no? We're gonna go Molten Core Maestro, and then we're going to Vibrant Outburst, kill that, tap that. Swing in. If we draw another land, we can absolutely go off next turn. And if we don't, we can just swing in. A Gloom Ripper, huh? Ooh. Yeah. Nice encounter right there. Yeah, take the hit. Sleight of Hand. We didn't quite get there. That's okay. We'll cast Sleight of Hand. Get the other Sleight of Hand. Let's see. Now let's go Sleight of Hand number 2. Magmatic Charm or the Spire Bluff. Take the Spire Bluff. I need the land. And then I will attack with both of them. Taking the block. Eclipsed Rooms. Interesting. I wonder what the Opulent Palace is for. I've not seen any blue come from them yet. There it is. Marlin. There's one there. Oh, you're gonna start casting spells. We're just gonna try to. Can't get rid of the Color Storm Stallion because it has Ward. And this is gonna do no damage. I love the interaction of putting +1/+1 counters on against someone's Blight. Because they just trade. Alright, sweet. Riverfire Verge. Ashling's Command. I'm gonna go create a token. And also create 2 treasure tokens. Okay. Now we're going to Prismari Charm. Bounce that. That's going to Opus all my boys +1. And then we're going to swing in and win the game. Doesn't matter which one you block at this point. GG. That was actually a pretty good deck. Like, as far as, like, elves go. Okay, and we're back with the post-game wrap-up. And what I gotta say about this deck is that the deck works. It absolutely works. As far as, like slower combo-based decks are, this deck is pretty sweet. And I really like the fact that it can win without really needing the combo. The fact that the Color Storm Stallion and the Molten Core Maestro both get larger with every spell you cast is really sweet, especially with the Molten Core Maestro having Menace. Now, Sanar really surprised me. He is actually a lot better than I gave him credit for. Because, like, early game, he's just a good, decently statted blocker that makes you treasure tokens every turn. And late game, his Wild Idea prepared spell is really good because it also is a 5 mana cost spell, which triggers the good part of Opus on both of these creatures. So he's pretty decent. Like, running him as a 2-of, I think, is a pretty good choice for this deck. The rest of the deck runs pretty smoothly. It's like Tablet of Discovery, really fantastic. I might even go up to 4-of on that, simply because the games where you have the tablet are so much more stable, because having that extra 2 mana to spend at will, really strong. Meaning, it means that you don't have to go so hard on Sanar's ability to make treasure tokens to ramp you up to your combo. Because your combo is technically an 8 mana combo. 5 off of Ashling's Command and 3 mana off of the Color Storm Stallion. You do typically want to be playing it on the same turn so that you can kind of get around removal if possible. But yeah, the tablet, really, really strong. Probably going to go up to 4-of on those. As far as the other spells, like, the removal suite is pretty sweet in this deck. Burst Lightning can go face or pick off early creatures. The Prismari Charm is very versatile, being able to bounce a permanent or deal 1 damage to up to 2 targets is valid. Then you also have the Vibrant Outburst, which is great because it's basically a better lightning strike in a deck like this, because you do want to sometimes deal damage to your opponent's face and tap an attacker rather than just outright removing an attacker, because it just allows you to get a little bit closer to winning. And a deck like this, because it wins off of a combo, it kind of tends to play a little bit like a tempo deck. So sometimes killing the creature is not the right answer. Just tapping it is enough. Traumatic Critique, pretty strong. I actually really like this card. Even casting it for X = 1 to, like, deal 1 damage to your opponent's face and draw some cards is solid. It's a good option. Because at that point, it's just pay 3 mana, deal 1 damage, draw 2 cards and discard. I mean, I've seen worse draw spells at 3 mana. But yeah, the deck works pretty damn well. It is a little bit slower though, so if you don't have the right removal in the early game, you can fall flat. But honestly, this deck is pretty sweet. So that's what I got to say for this deck today. So that's the deck. Description, deck box will be in the description down below, and give it a shot for yourself. Iterate on it yourself. And try and make it better than I did. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Okay, so check this out. So, as you guys know, I've been going through each of those different schools and trying to play with the mechanics of each school from Strixhaven. So, we've gotten to the end. We're at Witherbloom now, and Witherbloom's mechanic is Infusion. Now, the way they kind of want us to build this deck is they want us to lean into like the pests mechanic and like just generate a bunch of tokens, gain some incidental life gain every turn to trigger Infusion. So, I tried a few different builds of this deck, and this is the one I ended up on. This one actually ended up feeling really good to play. So it is a kind of mid-range, pretty heavy on the removal style deck, mostly because in today's standard, you need to be heavy on removal if you are playing a slower strategy. And this deck is no different. So I'm going to run you through this real quick, show you what I'm talking about. So the core strategy of this deck is to play little dudes that do fun things. Badger Mole, Deep Cavern Bat, Virulent Emissary, Moseo, Black, and you have Professor, Liliana up at the top end. So these are kind of like the little dudes that we're playing throughout the course of the game. We start with Virulent Emissary. It's a death touch, 1/1. He gives us life whenever more creatures come into play. So that can help us trigger Infusion. Deep Cavern Bat has lifelink, can help us trigger Infusion. Badger Mole Cub is just really, really good in this deck. And more than just really good because it's a green deck, but good because you can cycle the lands that this guy animates. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Moseo, Vane's Nudine, really good reanimation card, and a pretty decent card all around. So 2/1 Flier, it makes a 1/1 pest when it comes in, and its Infusion is you bring something back from the graveyard with mana cost equal to or lesser than the amount of life that you've gained this turn. So if you gain 2 life this turn, go get a Badger Mole back, or go get a Deep Cavern Bat back. It's a pretty decent card. But the card that really ties the room together with this deck is Cauldron of Essence. 1 colorless, 1 black, 1 green artifact. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Then you can pay 1 black, green, and tap and sacrifice a creature to return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. So, what this wants to do is just play a handful of little dorks that do good stuff, and then just kind of cycle them in and out of your graveyard with the Cauldron of Essence. And a really good target for that is the Badger Mole Cub itself, because a lot of the time you're going to play a Badger Mole and it's going to instantly get bolted or Requiting Hexed or eroded. It's going to get destroyed on sight. That's how strong of a card Badger Mole Cub is. But here's the thing. The land that got earthbended is still around. So you can sacrifice the earthbended land to the Cauldron of Essence to get the Badger Mole Cub back from the graveyard. And the Badger Mole Cub comes in and reanimates the land that you just sacrificed to get the Badger Mole back through the Cauldron of Essence. So you lose nothing in this exchange. Your opponents run out of removal because you keep bringing the Badger Mole back. You keep reanimating the sacrifice target, the land, and you just kind of grind them out of removal. And another good synergy with this deck is Deep Cavern Bat with Bleck. So Deep Cavern Bat on its own, not that great. And so 1/1, you get a little bit of hand disruption, which is great. But with Bleck, every time you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on each pest, bat, insect, snake, and spider you control. So every time you gain life, Bleck gets bigger and Deep Cavern Bat gets bigger. And also any pest tokens that you might be and bring it in through Moseo. So this is not a critical mass pest deck. It's just playing a few key creatures to whittle the opponent's life down in the early game, and then you whittle the rest of the life away with the Cauldron of Essence. Now, our removal suite is actually pretty sweet. We have 3 Requiting Hexes, we have 3 Bitter Triumph, we have 2 Strategic Betrayal, we have Maelstrom Pulse, really fun card. Love this card. Glad to see it back in standard. And we're also running a couple Planeswalkers in the form of Professor Delian Fell and Liliana Dreadhorde General, or as Strixhaven knows her, Professor Onyx. So that is the deck. It's been doing pretty sweet for me today so far, but I'll play a few games for you so you can see for yourself how this deck kind of operates. So let's get out there and play some games. Okay, so opponent goes first. We have a Deathcap Glade, Swamp Forest, 2 Deep Cavern Bats, a Bitter Triumph, and a Cauldron of Essence. Pretty sweet open, so let's see what happens. Really good thing I've noticed with this deck is it really does not require you to draw a whole lot of lands, because the Badger Mole Cubs really ramp you very effectively. It's like I've finished mini games with 3 to 4 lands in play. Okay, there we go, Starting Town. So we got Stomping Ground and Starting Town. So far they're showing me that they are playing Gruul at the very least. So let's see what's in their hand. Okay, Inevitable Defeat, Flow State, and Quandrix the Proof. Let's see here. So they're going to get to Inevitable Defeat later. I'm going to take the Flow State now, because I can use the Deep Cavern Bat next turn to take the removal spell. Okay, they drop a Thundering Falls to Surveil. Well, they must have liked what they saw there. So let's go here, Deep Cavern Bat, take the removal spell, so Inevitable Defeat is gone. And then we attack for 1. And then once they finally get to the mana to cast Quandrix, I can just kill it with Bitter Triumph. Okay. Ooh, nice. Okay, let's go here, and we'll go Badger Mole. Do you have a response? No more lies, huh? Okay, no problem. That is gone. And then I'll just swing in for 2. Pop, pop. End turn. Ancient Cornucopia. Okay. That would be a pretty cool card to put in this deck, if I can make the space for it. Let's see. Okay, well, I'm going to go with... Let's see. They're going to be able to cast Quandrix next turn. So I just want to play the Virulent Emissary right now. Swing for 2. Okay, comes in and it cascades. Yeah, resolve. You gain some life. Resolve. Quandrix. Ooh, he gets a Lightning Helix, huh? Okay. Okay, resolve. That's gone. Okay, Quandrix comes in, and I will kill it. I will pay 3 life. And off it goes. Okay, so we're going to go, we'll play the Blooming Marsh. And then we'll go ahead and attack, like so. And let's see here. Play the Cauldron of Essence or the Moseo of Nain's New Dean. So if I play the Cauldron, he's very likely to just eliminate it immediately. So I'm going to play Moseo instead. Gain another life. And we're going to go end of turn and get the Deep Cavern Bat back. And then take... Ooh, Lightning Helix too. We'll take the Inevitable Defeat and force him to cast the Lightning Helix. Okay, he's down to 1 card in his hand. Okay, that's gone. And now he's going to have to use that on Moseo. If he wants to. He does have access to any color mana. Looks like he chose not to, though. It is instant, though. Okay, he's just going to do it right now. Okay, it's gone. Congratulations. All right, Deathcap Glade, Liliana. All right, let's go +1, make a Zombo, gain a life, swing in, gain another life. And now we just chill. I wonder if we can get an ultimate off Liliana this game, because our opponent is playing very slow. Got anything interesting in there? No, I guess not. All right, well, let's go ahead and make another. Gain a life.
Time to wake up and smell the decay.
Cauldron. Let's see if they have an answer for Cauldron. Jeskai Revelation, huh? Okay, that's cute. Okay, so it's back. Let's see here. I believe I gained 1 life already, so if we just play Moseo, we're going to gain some more life. And then we can just get it back at end of turn. So let's go ahead and attack with that and that. Okay, block there. Do you have a 1-mana spell to cast? All right, get another life from you. Get that Deep Cavern Bat back. Get another life. Well, Fostir stock up. Well, I guess we'll take the stock up. What's in my graveyard right now? Another Deep Cavern Bat. We're getting a lot of use out of our Deep Cavern Bats. If he attacks me with that monk, I'm just going to take the damage. There's no reason not to. Sleight of hand, huh? Okay. Shimmer Wild's Growth. I don't even know what that does. As this aura enters, choose a color. Enchanted land is the chosen color. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds 1 additional mana. Oh, okay. Lessons from Life? What the hell is that? Draw 3 cards and we put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Oh, okay. That's cute. He's drawn plenty of cards over there. And he's gaining a lot of life, too. Yeah. Takes 5. No big deal. All right. Well, let's see here. Let's swing on in. Okay. Now let's go ahead and get Liliana. Go. Each player sacrifices 2 creatures or create a zombie. I think we'll just make a zombie. Infusion. Get the bat back. Get another life. Take your Lightning Helix. And pass the turn. Where are your board wipes, good sir? This is the most action I've gotten out of Liliana in this deck so far. I'm just making zombies. You can play another Cornucopia if you want to. This deck could very easily play some like Converge cards, because this is like a 5-color control deck over here. You hate to see the opponent just nope out of a game, but a win's a win. Okay, we get to go first. We got 3 lands, a Hex, a Black Cauldron and Maelstrom Pulse. I'll keep it. Let's see. Let's open with the Blooming Marsh. Okay, they open with a Swamp and Duress. Okay. Take your pick. You should take the Cauldron of Essence. There you go. Okay, Blooming Marsh number 2. Play a Soulstone Sanctuary. All right, let's go Overgrown Tomb and play another Cauldron of Essence. Unholy Annex, huh? Let's go Forest. And let's see here. Do we go Moseo or Black? I think we go Moseo. Nowhere to run. Okay. Okay. Good choice. Ooh, and a Strategic Betrayal. Smart play. All right. Show me what you got. Ancient Vendetta and Strategic Betrayal. Well, give me the Vendetta. This guy's trying for the lobotomy plan. Anything? No? Why aren't you animating your Soulstone? That's what I'd be doing. Pay 2 life. Black. The end, huh? Okay. Sure. He's gone. No issues with that. The end is a very cool removal spell. I'm a big fan of the lobotomy plan. All right. He unlocked it. A Badger Mole. Let's get the Overgrown Tomb back out here. Cancel. From the 8. Fear.core. Now we're talking. Okay. All right, intercept. You lose 3 life. But you do gain 2 life back from me, though. Excellent. Just get rid of that. All right. What are you saying? You already saw the Maelstrom Pulse. I'm curious what he's going to say. Liliana Dreadhorde General. How did you know that I had that? You have not seen a single copy of that so far. Yeah. And we're back. Okay. Animate, animate. No blocks. I'm not that stupid. Better Triumph, huh? What's in my yard there? Ooh, yeah. Good choice. All right, Cauldron. Let's get the Deep Cavern Bat back, sacrificing that. We gain a life from the opponent. Okay, what's in your hand there? Give me the Strategic Betrayal. Then we will attack for 1. Or 2, actually. End turn. Okay, animate. He is desperate to finish me off as quickly as possible. Alright. He's going to get in for 6, but he won't have enough to kill me. No blocks. Okay, Deathcap Glade. Let's see, what do we have down here? Requiting Hex and Badger Mole. Yeah, not really anything worth. So we're going to attack like so. And let's see here. And yeah, we can do this now. So get the Badger Mole back in favor of the Deep Cavern Bat and get that last point of life off of him. Okay, opponent goes first. We have 3 lands, both of our colors. Deep Cavern Bat, black, Professor Delene Fell, and Badger Mole Gub. I think I'll keep it. Okay, an Llanowar Elf to start us off. I'll go with the Restless Cottage. Fenrir, huh? Okay. It's interesting. I'm seeing a lot more Fenrir lately. All right, let's go with the Forest. Deep Cavern Bat. All right, what do you got in there? A Stock Up and Orboroid. Yeah, we're taking the Orboroid. We can't let that start getting out of control. A Leyline Weaver, huh? Okay. Cast Stock Up. No blocks. Come on now. All right, let's go Forest. Let's go with the Badger Mole Cub to start us off. Restless Cottage. And then we'll play the Virulent Emissary. No attacks. That Leyline Weaver is holding us off for a turn. Fenrir, huh? Okay. Got yourself another one. And a Boroid. All right. Well, that's got to go real fast. Oh, perfect. Let's see. Overgrown Tomb, pay 2 life to get into play. We'll go Delene Fell. Destroy target creature. Boom. And no attacks. We're going to just chill right here. Boomerang Basics, huh? Okay. He wants to get his Orboroid out. And an elf. All right. They're coming with both of those? You should come in with the Leyline Weaver too, to guarantee that it dies. No attacks, huh? How interesting. All right, well, let's see here. Let's play the Forest. We will go ahead. Well, he has nothing in hand right now, so I don't need to cast the Deep Cavern Bat at the moment. So let's go ahead and Maelstrom Pulse, the Orboroid. And then I'm going to cast Black. Gain a life, +1 on Black. You're going to gain 3 life, +1 on Black again. And no attacks, just chilling. Alright, Fenrir is gone. And that leaves you with the Leyline Weaver. And a third Fenrir, look at that. That is insane. Gene Pollinator. Okay. Well, it's good to see that you're not playing any removal. Ooh, nice. Let's see. It's mana value 2 or less, right? So I can get rid of that Weaver. Okay. And I'm just going to cast the bat now. Bat's going to get bigger and gain 3 life again. Boom, boom, boom. Play the cottage. And I'm not going to attack with black just yet. Simply because he can actually kill black. Oh, he's going to bounce the black. Coming all at me, huh? Okay. Well, let's see here. Let's go ahead and block this right here. And that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll take 10. Gain 3 life back. Cool. What's my graveyard over there? I don't have any creatures down there. So let's go Blick. Gain some life. Gain some more life. Get a bigger Deep Cavern Bat. Play Moseo the Dean's Vein. Gain more life. Get a bigger bat. Gain more life. Attack with Bat and Badger Mole. Put you to 11. +1. Too bad I don't have any creatures in my graveyard. That'd be nice. Yeah, we got this. Good game. This is a pretty fun deck, not gonna lie. Okay, I get to go first. We got 3 lands, both of our colors. That's awesome. We have a Badger Mole, Professor, Cauldron, Black. It's a pretty decent hand. I'll keep it. Let's see about our opponent, though. Anytime now, friend. Are we taking a mulligan? So the ladder just reset. So we're back down in gold. And an unfortunate matter is when you're down in these lower ranks, people tend to take a much longer on their turns. Pulse Tracker, okay. Whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses 1 life. Alright. Blooming Marsh. Badger Mole. Let's get the Blooming Marsh. Badger Mole Cub is way too good. It does so much for only 2 mana. Okay, second swamp. Very pretty swamp, by the way. Okay. Anytime now. Scorpion Sting. Okay, that's gone. Yep, lose 1 life. Lose 2 life. Alright, get the Deathcap Glade out there. I'm gonna play black. Interesting. Scorpion Sting is just Last Gasp with a different name. Ooh, Gatekeeper Malakir. Nice. Yeah, I'll sacrifice the land. So this might be a Vampire Tribal deck. Okay, they chose not to attack, which is fantastic for me. Let's go Professor. And we'll destroy that.
Answers. You're going to This is mercy.
No attacks. I'm just gonna chill right here. I really like Professor Delian Fell. That is a really good planeswalker. Okay, a second pulse tracker. Interesting. You have anything else? Maybe something to destroy Delian? Ah, Bitter Triumph. Perfect. Ooh. And toss the blood gas for that. I like it. You can attack if you want to. I don't recommend it, but you can. Okay, that would be really funny. But no, I'm gonna play the Cauldron of Essence first. That would be really funny. No attacks. Got a Badger Mold down there. That's good. Ooh, Vampire Nighthawk. Okay, we're gonna do something really nasty here. So we're going to go. Oh no, we can't do both. That sucks. We can do one though. So tell you what. For now, we're gonna go Professor, and then we'll just destroy the Vampire Nighthawk.
Be gone from my presence.
Another one. Okay. Maybe I should have saved that for my Maelstrom. But I didn't know he was going to play another one. All right. Let's go. Let's see here. Let's go Virulent Emissary. And then I'm going to get the Badger Mold back, sacrificing the Virulent Emissary to do so. That comes back. We're going to get the Restless Cottage out. And then we're going to go gain 3 life. So they can't just outright kill my my Delian next turn. No attacks. Okay, landfall, nice. Can't attack this turn though. Ooh, Bloodletter, nice. You want to go after the prof? Oh no, he wants to go after me. Okay. All right, let's see here. So let's go with -3 to destroy that. And then we're gonna go Pulse, destroy that. And then Badger Mole for the Blooming Marsh. Then we're gonna Cauldron of Essence, get the Virulent Emissary back, sacrificing the Blooming Marsh. He's like, no more, no more. I'm done. This game is stupid. I'm out. Okay, opponent goes first. We have 4 lands, a bat, a professor, and a Badger Mole. We'll keep it. Okay, opponent took a mulligan into a Blood Crypt. Mud Button Curse Saucer. What a great name for a card. It's so cool. All right, Blooming Marsh. Bogart Cursecraft. This is a full-on goblin stack. How you like that? All right, Blooming Marsh number 2. Play bad. Desperate Measures, Grub, or Corrupted Conviction. Oh wow, so it really doesn't matter. So yeah, Desperate Measures. He's just gonna use the other one to kill it though. Didn't think I would block, did you? All right, let's go here and go Badger Mole. Okay, Badger Mole comes in, gives me a Blooming Marsh. Okay, smart move, because I was about to use it too. Swing. Smack him. Yep, taking 2. All right, let's go Swamp. Then we're going to go Badger Mole. Animate the Swamp. Professor Fell. -3.
Professor
Destroy that.
fell. Thank you.
There you go.
You're dismissed.
I hope you drew some land off of that. Because you've been stuck on 2 land this entire game. Grub. Okay. All right, let's go here. We're gonna go. Actually, let's go +1. Gain some life. And let's go Bat.
Never take growth for granted.
What do you got there? Boggart Mischief, Corrupted Conviction, Stadium Headliner, or Boggart Curse Crafter. Let's take the Boggart actually. Let's see here. And I'll use that 3 life to just destroy that right now. Just keep them off their creatures. Attack or 2. Stadium Headliner does not have haste, but it can throw itself right now. Restless Cottage. Okay. Let's draw a card and lose a life. That's a good one.
Something useful.
Block? Okay. Throw it there? Okay. Ooh, didn't do any damage. Why did it not do damage? Sacrifice deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature. Yeah, it sacrificed it, and then the number of creatures he had was 0. That sucks. Maester of Wares. When this creature enters, target opponent reveals X cards from their hand, where X is the number of goblins you control. You choose one of those cards, that player exiles it. If an instant or sorcery card is exiled this way, you may cast it. Okay, so let that come in. Ability goes in the stack. Pay through life. Destroy. Yep. Resolve. You get to draw 2 cards. And do nothing else because your turn is over. Alright, Deathcap Glade. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Ah, there we go. Black, finally. Gain life. Impact Tremors. That's a little late. That would have been great to have on turn 2, though. Alright, let's go. Gain 3 life. Then, let's go here. Animate the Restless Cottage. Next, attack, attack. Exile the Stadium Headliner. Alright, opponent is at 2. Play the Forest. End turn. Probably should have just attacked with everything, but don't need to worry about that now. I highly doubt he has a way out of this. Grub's command. Create a token that's a target of, or that's a copy of target goblin you control and destroy target artifact or creature. Okay, you got it. I take 1 from the Impact Tremors. All right, my turn. There you are. Cauldron of Essence. Activate. Get the bat back. Sacrifice a swamp to do so. Swamp comes back. I drain you for 1. Bat comes in. Take the Boggart Mischief. Then we're going to sacrifice the food and take your last point of health. Oh, it doesn't work like that. I should have used this part first. No bother. Oh shoot, I can't actually swing in for lethal just yet. Okay, no attacks. Instead, we will draw a card to lose a life. Oh, there we go.
Assignment is due.
I forgot that this doesn't work unless a creature I control dies. Ow. Wow, that's a lot of curse crafters you have there. Oh, here we go. This will win. Both players sacrifice 2 creatures. Yeah, that'll do it. GG. Okay, and we are back with the post-game wrap-up. And for what this deck is, it's actually pretty sweet. It's not like a hyper-powerful deck. It does kind of like sit kind of like middle of the road. But for like those really long, like attrition-based games, this deck is pretty sweet. It's got a lot of interesting lines. One of my favorite things about this is the fact that it kind of plays Super Friends a little bit with Delian Fell and Liliana. Both of these Planeswalkers are incredibly strong for what they do, and they both play very well into this deck's game plan, especially with Professor Delian Fell giving us the +2 gain 3 life. That pairs so well with Bleck and Deep Cavern Bat that you can kind of just ride that to the end of the game. But my favorite thing to do with this deck is just grinding people out with Cauldron of Essence. It's slow, yes, but it is so satisfying when it goes off, especially when you can activate the Cauldron, sacrifice an Earth-bended land, and then get back like another Badger Mole or like a Deep Cavern Bat and just run the cycle over and over. It's very, very satisfying. As far as like weak cards versus strong cards, I would say some of like the weaker cards are probably Strategic Betrayal, because it doesn't really go very well against token decks, but you do kind of want it main because of all of the graveyard-centric decks that are in standard right now. It's like the Cavero, the Mindbitten / Superior Spider-Man decks are very prevalent right now, so this is a pretty good card to have on hand. Could be a sideboard card, but I kind of like having it main board. And also this kind of hits the Is It decks, because they want like Lessons in the graveyard, they want Instants and Sorcerers in the graveyard for flow state, things like that. So there are a lot of decks that rely on the graveyard quite a bit, including this one. Like this deck we're playing right here is a graveyard play deck. So a card like Strategic Betrayal, while not the strongest card around, is still pretty good for nuking people's graveyards. Aside from that, Maelstrom Pulse is a little bit weak too, simply because it's sorcery speed and it's 3 mana instead of 2 mana. But if you don't like Maelstrom Pulse, you could play something like, was it? I think it's a Assassin's Trophy. It's only a black and green, destroys any permanent, but your opponent gets to put a basic land from their deck into play. So there's a bit of a trade-off there. And the thing with Maelstrom Pulse is it can nuke multiple targets that have the same name. So I kind of like that for this deck, simply because it can hit multiples, and it can hit anything. Anything that's not a land can get nuked by Maelstrom Pulse. So it's a pretty good thing to have in here as a catch-all. Aside from that, the deck runs pretty lean. I mean, I really like all the cards that I'm running in here. Requiting Hex for the early game threats, Bitter Triumph for like opposing planeswalkers and really big creatures. The Bat is always good. I'm never upset to see a Bat come into play, especially because the Bat gets grown by Bleck. So it's a really, really strong 1-2 punch right there. I really like that this deck can utilize Bleck without having to like lean super hard into the pests mechanic. You can just run it alongside Deep Cavern Bat and Moseo Vane's Nudine and just do really well on its own. It's like you don't have to go super hard into the plan. You can just play a generally good deck with generally good cards and win games. So if you want to try this deck yourself, I will leave a deck list in the description box down below so you can give it a shot, maybe iterate on it further yourself, make it even better than I did. So until next time, take care of yourselves.